Welcome back to Motivation V. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Marcus. And today we're talking about something I think everyone listening has felt, that sinking feeling in your stomach when you look at the half-finished project, the online course you're only 10% through, the gym membership card that's just sitting there.
That feeling, it's heavy, isn't it? It's more than just disappointment. It feels like a verdict on our character. The little voice that whispers, "See, you quit again."
Exactly. And that's the hook. People believe the problem is that they lack willpower or discipline. They think successful people have some secret reserve of grit that they just don't. And that is the biggest misconception we have to dismantle today.
It's such a damaging misconception because when you believe it's a character flaw, you feel shame. And shame is not a motivator, it's a paralytic. It makes you want to hide from the very thing you need to face.
Right. It's quicksand. The more you struggle against the idea that you're a quitter, the faster you sink. I had a client, a CEO, brilliant guy, built a 9-figure company from scratch, but he could not stick to a fitness routine for more than 3 weeks.
I know the type. All in, 110%, and then burnout.
Completely. He'd hire the best trainer, buy the most expensive gear, commit to 6 days a week at 5 a.m., and for 2 weeks, he was a machine. But the moment he missed one session, because of a late-night flight, the whole thing unraveled. His thinking was, I failed. The streak is broken. I'll start again next Monday. But next Monday never came.
That is the all-or-nothing trap. It's perfectionism disguised as dedication. And it's the real reason people quit. Not a lack of willpower, but a broken strategy. Quitting isn't a big, dramatic event. It's 1,000 tiny surrenders that begin with one missed day and the story we tell ourselves about it.
So that's the real problem. What's the shift? How do we break that cycle?
The internal shift, the one that has to happen in your heart before it can happen in your calendar, is moving from an all-or-nothing mindset to an always-something mindset.
Always something. I like that. So for my CEO, instead of skipping the workout entirely, what would that have looked like?
It would have looked like 5 minutes of stretching in his hotel room. It would have looked like taking the stairs instead of the elevator. It's about honoring the commitment to yourself even if you can't execute the perfect plan. The goal isn't to never fall. The goal is to shorten the gap between falling and getting back up. Always something keeps the momentum no matter how small. It tells your subconscious, I still show up for myself.
And that ties directly into the behavioral shift. We have to stop focusing on the outcome and start focusing on the identity. You're not trying to get fit. You are a person who moves their body every day. You're not writing a book. You are a writer.
That's it, yes.
The always something habit you mentioned is a vote for that new identity. Doing 5 minutes of stretching isn't about burning calories. It's about casting a vote for, I am a healthy person. Writing one paragraph isn't about hitting a word count. It's a vote for, I am a writer. People who don't quit aren't obsessed with the goal. They are obsessed with becoming the type of person that achieves those goals. The habits are just how they embody that identity.
It reframes everything. Failure is no longer an indictment of your character. It's just an off day for a healthy person. It doesn't threaten the identity. That's the powerful shift.
Okay, so let's make this real. People are listening. They get the mindset shift. What are the daily habits? What's the first thing they can do this week?
Let's start with the first habit, which is a reimagining of the classic 2-minute rule.
I love this one. Most people know the original, just do something for 2 minutes to get started. But this version is different. It's not just a starter, it's a safety net. The rule is, on your lowest motivation days, you don't have to do the whole workout or write the whole chapter. You just have to do the absolute smallest, most laughably easy version of the task. We call it the minimum effective dose.
And laughably easy is the key phrase. For meditation, it's not meditate for 2 minutes, it's sit on the cushion. That's it. For writing, it's not write for 2 minutes, it's open the document.
For the gym, it's put your workout clothes on. The goal isn't progress on those days. The goal is to not break the chain of showing up. It maintains the identity.
And there's a beautiful neurological reason this works. A big task can trigger the amygdala, our brain's threat detector. It floods us with anxiety and stress, making us want to flee, which today looks like scrolling on our phones. But an action as small as open the document is so non-threatening it slips right past the brain's defenses. It doesn't feel like a threat, so you just do it. And often that's enough to get the ball rolling.
It's like a Trojan horse for motivation. A great real-world example is J.K. Rowling. When she was writing Harry Potter, she was a single mother struggling with depression and got rejected by 12. 12! The temptation to quit must have been monumental.
I can't even imagine.
On her worst days, her 2-minute rule wasn't write a chapter. It was probably just sitting down at her favorite cafe, ordering a coffee, and pulling out the manuscript. Her only job was to touch the work, to stay in contact with it. That small act kept the identity of writer alive through years of rejection. She never quit because her definition of showing up was scalable to her emotional state.
That's the aha moment for me. Your commitment level can be fixed, but your intensity level must be flexible. That's how you build something that lasts. So that's habit number 1. Define your laughably small minimum and do that on the hard days.
Okay, what's habit 2?
Habit number 2 is deliberate environment design. The challenging truth here is that your willpower is a finite and unreliable resource. People who seem to have superhuman discipline don't. They just live and work in environments that make good habits the path of least resistance.
This is my jam. It's about engineering your world so that your default choices are the right ones. You're not fighting temptation, you're removing it. You want to eat healthier? The fruit bowl goes on the counter. The junk food goes in the trash or a hard-to-reach cupboard.
Right, you want to read more. A book lives on your pillow, so you have to physically move it to go to sleep. You want to check your phone less in the morning? The charger is in the kitchen, not next to your bed. It's about adding or removing friction.
It makes the desired action inevitable. And if you're enjoying this type of practical breakdown, by the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we go deep into topics like this every single week.
Yes, please do. Now, a master of this concept was Michael Phelps's coach, Bob Bowman. He understood that at the elite level, everyone is talented. The differentiator is consistency. So he designed Phelps's entire life to make swimming the default.
The famous routine.
The famous routine. Phelps would wake up and his gym bag was already packed by the door. His specific, high-calorie breakfast was already planned. The route to the pool was automatic. The pre-swim stretches were a choreographed dance. Bowman removed every possible decision point, every ounce of friction that could lead to Phelps thinking, maybe not today.
So Phelps didn't have to use willpower to decide to train. He just had to execute the next step in a pre-designed system. His environment carried him to the pool.
Exactly. So the action for listeners is pick one habit you're working on and ask yourself, how can I make this 10% easier through my environment? Lay out your workout clothes, put your vitamins next to your coffee maker, set your writing software to open automatically when you start your computer. Design for your desired future.
Brilliant. Okay, what's the third habit that keeps people from quitting?
This one is crucial. It's the habit that turns failure from a stop sign into a signpost. It's the review and recalibrate ritual.
The feedback loop. Without this, you're just flying blind. You're trying harder, not smarter. This habit is simple. Once a week, maybe on a Sunday evening, you take 10 minutes to look back at your week with curiosity, not judgment.
And that distinction, curiosity, not judgment, is everything. You're not grading yourself, you're gathering data. You ask 3 questions. What worked this week? What didn't work? And what will I try differently next week?
Let's use an example. Say you wanted to wake up at 6 a.m. every day, but only did it twice. The judgmental approach is, I'm so lazy. The curious approach is, okay, what happened on the days I succeeded? Oh, I went to bed by 10 p.m. What happened on the days I failed? I was on my phone until midnight.
Exactly. So the recalibration for next week isn't try harder. It's I will put my phone in the other room at 9:45 p.m. You see, failure just became useful data that informs a better strategy. This process prevents the spiral of shame that leads to quitting.
The ultimate case study for this is Thomas Edison. When he was working on the light bulb, a reporter asked him, how did it feel to fail 1,000 times? And Edison's response is legendary. He said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps.
That's such a powerful reframe.
His entire process was a habit of review and recalibration. Each filament that burned out wasn't a failure, it was data. It was information that ruled out one possibility and pointed him toward the next. He never quit because in his mind, he was never failing. He was just learning. That's what this weekly ritual does. It turns your journey into a learning process, not a performance to be judged.
So, to recap the 3 habits: 1, use the reimagined 2-minute rule as a safety net; 2, design your environment to make good choices easy; and 3, schedule a weekly review to turn failure into feedback.
If you do those 3 things, you shift the game from being about willpower and perfection to being about strategy and persistence.
And as we wrap up, I just want to say to everyone listening, this is hard. Changing patterns is difficult work. You will have days where you feel like you're taking 2 steps back for every 1 step forward. Please hear this. That is part of the process. It doesn't mean you're broken, it means you're human. But Marcus, there's a 4th piece to this puzzle that I think is often the most overlooked. And it's about bringing our goals out of the dark and into the light.
Absolutely. The goal isn't a perfect, uninterrupted upward line of progress. It's a messy, jagged line that, over time, trends upwards. You are not defined by your last mistake. You are defined by your next move. You're talking about taking it public. Social accountability is a game changer. We're wired for connection, and leveraging that can be incredibly powerful.
So if you take one thing away today, let it be this mantra: progress, not perfection. Whisper it to yourself on the hard days. It's about honoring the effort, not just the outcome. You are already whole and worthy right now. These habits are just tools to help you remember that.
Well said. And if you found this conversation valuable, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our future discussions.
Good chat today.
Really good. Let's see where the next one takes us.
To everyone tuning in, thanks for being here.
Catch you next time.